यन्मायावशवर्ति विश्वमखिलं ब्रह्मादिदेवासुरा यत्सत्त्वादमृषैव भाति सकलं रज्जौ यथा हेर्भ्रमः यत्पादप्लवमेकमेव हि भवाम्बोधे स्थितिर्षावताम् वन्देऽहं तमशेषकारणपरं रामाख्यमीशं हरिम्। Hari Om. In the last portion we had seen Goswamiji speaking about Nama being greater than Nirguna and Saguna form of Bhagavan. Then he introduced us to Adhyatma Ramayana. What is the deeper significance, symbolism of different stories in the Ramayana? All of that was explained briefly, because later when it comes, elaboration will come there, when it actually comes in Ramayana later on. But the main essence of understanding the Adhyatma part of stories is this, that Bhagwan is Antaryami, who is seated right in our heart, and is Ananda Swarupa. So what should happen in my personality such that Bhagwan wins this battle? Just like Bhagwan won the battle outside, there is a battle going on inside. Then these symbolisms which are pointed out, they become very meaningful, because the concluding part of that whole Chaupai was that Ram Rajya should be established in our own heart. Then later on, Goswamiji pointed out who all have benefited from Nama Japa. Because these are all big, big names, and we know how famous they were and what all things they have accomplished. And even in the world we see that somebody who is very famous, and if that person, let us say, reads Bhagavad Gita, then we also feel, oh, that person read Bhagavad Gita, maybe I should also read. Albert Einstein has said this about Bhagavad Gita, or maybe I should also look. So like this, Goswamiji has pointed out all names who have benefited from Nama Japa, so that we can also get inspired for this sadhana. And later on, in the one quarter, it is who is that person who benefited from Nama Japa, or who has done this Nama Japa, and what happened to them by doing Nama Japa. That is the later part of that Chaupai. So that we saw in our last session. Now Goswamiji is pointing out how our mindset changes with time, how our qualifications have changed with time, and the time that we are living in right now, which is called as Kali Yuga, when we see so many things happening outside, so many things happening inside, mind not able to focus on one thing, mind is distracted. Very easily, it changes moods, mood swings, different directions it goes into. Sometimes it is happy, sometimes it is unhappy, sometimes it is excited back again. So all these things we see, in us also we see, and in the world outside also we see. But Goswamiji is going to show us that the antidote to all of these things in Kali Yuga is Nama Japa. So that is 27th Doha. So after 26th Doha we will chant. 2 Dohas we will chant together. Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, 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 चहु जुगति निकालति हूँ लोका, भय नाम जपि जीव बिसोका। वेद पुराण संत मत एहु, सकल सुकृत फल राम सनेहु। ध्यानु प्रथम जुग मख विधि दूजे, द्वापर परितोषत प्रभु पूजे। कलि केवल मल मूल मलीना, पाप पयो निधि जन मन मीना। नाम काम तरु काल कराला, सुमिरत सुमन सकल जग जाला। राम नाम कलि अभिमत दाता, हित पर लोक लोक पितु माता। नहीं कलि मन भगति विवेकु, राम नाम अवलंबन एकु। काल नेमि कलि कपट निधानु, नाम सुमति समरथ हनुमानु। राम नाम नर केसरी, कनक कसिपु कलिकाल। जापक जन प्रहलाद जिमि, पालिहि दलि सुरसाल। भाय कुभाय अनख आलसहु, नाम जपत मंगल दिसि दसहु। सुमिरि सो नाम राम गुण गाथा, करऊ नाई रघुनाथ ही माता। मोरि सुधारिहि सो सब भांति, जासु कृपा नहीं कृपा घाति। राम सुस्वामी कुसेवकु मोसो, निज दिसि देखि दया निधि पोसो। लोकहु वेद सुसाहिब रीति, विनय सुनत पहिचानत प्रीति। गनि गरीब ग्राम नर नागर, पंडित मूढ़ मलीन उजागर। सुख बिकुक बि निज मति अनुहारी, नृपहि सराहत सब नर नारी। साधु सुजान सुशील नृपाला, ईस अंस भव परम कृपाला। सुनि सनमानहि सबहि सुबानी, भनिति भगति नति गति पहिचानी। यह प्राकृत महिपाल सुभाऊ, जान शिरोमणि कोसल राऊ। रीझत राम सनेह निसोते, को जग मंद मलिन मति मोते। सठ सेवक की प्रीति रुचि, रखी हहि राम कृपालु। उपल किए जल जान जेहि, सचिव सुमति कोपि भालु। औहु कहावत सबु कहत, राम सहत उपहास। साहिब सीता नाथ सो, सेवक तुलसीदास। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। चहु जुग तीन काल तिहु लोका, भये नाम जपि जीव बिसोका. This Nama Japa sadhana is such that in all yugas, starting from Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga, this one sadhana is such which has worked at all times. वेद पुराण संत मत एहू सकल सुकृत फल राम सनेहू. Vedas and Puranas, they declare or they proclaim that the result of all punya karma is to develop devotion to Bhagwan, is to become more spiritual or increase our mahatva buddhi for spirituality in our life. On the other hand, punya karma can also be used for more bhoga, means more enjoyment. So Goswamiji says, with Nama Japa, we will get punya, and that punya karma will take us closer to Bhagwan. Then he says something interesting. This all of you must have heard, that during Satyayuga time, the main sadhana that was done was dhyanam. Means people were very, very contemplative. They could go into meditation very easily, and they could meditate very easily. Then came Treta Yuga. In Treta Yuga, it is said, lot of yajna yagadis were done. Means karma kanda was more prevalent. Then came Dwapar Yuga, where samshaya, doubts of people, increased more. Then it was more of puja. That was the main sadhana. But Goswamiji says, what to talk about Kali Yuga? That Kali kevala mala mula malina. Means everybody's mind in Kali Yuga is filled with tendencies to do wrong things. That mala, impurity, is filled. Papa payonidhi janamana meena. And the mind of people in Kali Yuga is such that it is immersed in this ocean of papa. Means it cannot stay outside of this tendency to do wrong things. And what is the antidote? Goswamiji says, Nama kalpataru kala karala sumirata samana sakala jaga jala. Means Nama Japa is the best antidote in Kali Yuga. So now we should think a little bit more about this. Does it mean that in Kali Yuga one cannot do dhyanam at all? One cannot do karma kanda at all? And puja also is not possible. That would not be the complete understanding of this statement. The way to look at it is, in our own self, in our own day, if you want to say, right, from morning till evening, our mind goes into Satya Yoga. Means sometimes it is in such a sattvic state, even if some vishayas are brought near it, it says, no, I don't want it now. Especially when you wake up in the morning and you have a routine that you follow in the morning. And at that time, if somebody plays loud music or some TV is on, then even in houses we see, right? We say, what early morning you are, turning on this TV. What is happening there is, mind is able to seek something higher. That is when Sattva Guna is predominant. So whenever that window we get, we should treasure it very carefully. And we ourselves will know during our day when we have that window. For some people, it comes at night. So after 10 o'clock, their mind is fresh. But in any case, we should find for ourselves when our mind can go into meditation. Means it can contemplate, do shravanam, and nididhyasanam, abhyasa it can do. And this we know that given our routine that we have, we cannot stay in that state 24 hours. So then comes Treta Yuga. In our own mind, Treta Yuga is born. There what happens is, Sattva Guna is there and Rajas, dash of Rajas, Gurudev is to call, dash of Rajas kicks in. And that combination is such where mind doesn't want to do that kind of subtle thinking, but still it is able to keep itself in some kind of spiritual, discussion. So it could be either Vedic chanting, Parayanam. That is the best one. In 17th chapter, Bhagwan says, doing Parayanam is one kind of tapas. Means daily if we can chant something, remembering Bhagwan, whatever it is, Vishnu Sahasranama, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, that itself means we are in Treta Yuga at that point, transported to time travel into Treta Yuga, because inside mind is like that. Then comes Dwapar Yuga. Dwapar Yuga is when Rajas is predominant and Tamas has taken over. That combination, this is when Mahabharata happens. When Sattva is there, Rajas is also there, Ramayana happens in Treta Yuga. Means problems are there, but Sattva can take care of Rajas. But in Dwapar Yuga, when Mahabharata took place, Tamas and Rajas, they create havoc. And at that time, manifest form of Bhagwan, physical form of Bhagwan is our best support. When mind, takes us for a ride here, there, we ourselves fall short of what we have set a goal for ourselves. Go and sit in front of Bhagwan and talk to Bhagwan. And take Bhagwan's support at that point, and that is what is called as puja. So more we are doing this short conversation with Bhagwan, more stronger is our bond. Puja, one way is to look at it as a ritual, but another way, a sweeter way to look at it is bonding with Bhagwan. For children, that is how we teach. Why only children? Even we should learn it in the same way. That if you call somebody home, first what do? We welcome them, we give them a seat, we offer some water, talk to them. And then very respectfully, if they have to leave, then we leave them to the door and then we come back. Our mind feels good. Just some person who came, very nice talking to him, meeting him. So puja, Shodashopachara is the same way. That first we do Avahanam, then we offer Arghyam, Padyam, Achamaniyam. So that step, once we start liking it, then our connection with Bhagwan becomes deeper. According to the time that we have, according to our intensity to connect with Bhagwan, we should do our puja practice. So when mind is in Dwapar Yuga, then puja becomes our easiest way to connect with Bhagwan. That is what is said, Dwapara Paritoshata Prabhu Puja. But this doesn't mean that in Kali Yuga we should not do all these three things. Okay, so that is what we saw. Kali Yuga is not only outside, it is the state of our mind. Sometimes you will find mind is overpowered by tamas. It cannot think anything. Lot of things are going on in the mind. And that is when Nama of Bhagwan, that is the only antidote that will work at that time. Because you tell the mind to do puja at that point, it says no. You tell the mind, let us do Vedic chanting, it says you chant, I don't want to chant. Meditation is far stretched. Even if you sit, sitting itself will not be possible. So our rishis have thoroughly analyzed our personality and have given appropriate sadhanas. So that is what Goswamiji says here. Nama japa is one sadhana which is very, very pervasive. It's not limited by time, and even in the most difficult conditions, like Tamoguna is predominant, Kali Yuga is there. Even in that case, Nama japa is that thread for us to hold on to and come out of that mindset. External Kali Yuga, we don't have to worry too much because that is Bhagwan's creation, he will take care. Internal Kali Yuga is what we have to be concerned about. There also invoking Bhagwan's name. And then it says Kali Yuga, or Bhagwan's name is like that, Kalpataru, which will give us whatever we are seeking. This we saw earlier also. Different types of devotees are seeking different things. They will be given what they are seeking. Nahi kali karama na bhagati bibeku. This is again we should understand with the same concept, that in Kali Yuga to do very subtle upasanas become difficult. Bhagati means that upasana. Karma means karma yoga portion, not karma yoga, karma kanda portion of Vedas. So many strict rules are there. For us to follow that and do it every day is very difficult. And Viveku means Atma Anatma Viveka. All of Vedanta sadhana which is there, it becomes difficult when our mind is in certain condition. So Nama Japa is our savior there. Kala nemi kali kapata nidhanu, Nama Sumati Samarata Hanumanu. So Goswamiji is comparing Kali Yuga to Kala nemi Rakshasa. Kal nemi was one Rakshasa who took, when Hanumanji was going to get the Sanjeevani booty, he dressed up as a sadhu and he was sitting there in a beautiful, garden kind of thing was made so that Hanumanji could get distracted. So Goswamiji says Kali Yuga is like that. Too many distractions, and whatever is our goal, before reaching there, so many people have already taken us away. And for us to recognize that these are distractions, these are going to take me away from my goal, he says the best remedy is take Bhagwan's name. Mind will become calmer. It is able to see things more clearly. Then he gives an example, very beautiful one, Rama Nama Nara Kesari. The name of Bhagwan is like Narsimha Bhagwan. Kanaka Kasipu Kali Kala. And this Kali Yuga and its army, all those inner tendencies which are there, our weaknesses, they are like Hiranyakashipu. Kanaka means gold, Kasipu means Hiranyakashipu. Japaka Jana Prahalada Jimi Palihi Dali Surasala. And the sadhakas who are doing japa, they are like Prahlad And Bhagwan has to take avatara. We cannot say from where he will take avatara, how he will take avatara. It is up to Bhagwan. He will come and protect this sadhaka. Prahlad it is said, he does pratijna. Pratijna means he declares that Bhagwan is everywhere. Now devotee has declared, to fulfill that promise, Bhagwan has to come. So Bhagwan says, I don't want to burden my devotee of proving his promise also. If he has made a promise with true, sincere devotion in me, it is up to me how I will fulfill it. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Bhagwan in Gita also says to Arjuna, Arjuna, you make the promise. Because if you make it, I will make sure I fulfill it. If I make the promise, then it's sometimes doubtful, because I am under the control of my devotees. And Prahladji's story is beautiful. Imagine that small child who is being subjected to so many atrocities around him and nobody to help. Such a child is able to derive strength and not feel bogged down that these people are trying to do some harm to me. So when no support is available, when we feel like all doors are getting closed, that is when Bhagwan's name is the one that will open all other doors. That is the first key for us. Next, Goswamiji says, we should take Bhagwan's name in whichever way. Through any emotion that comes to us, we should end up taking Bhagwan's name. Either it is out of fear, either it is out of anxiety, even if it is out of laziness, there is no qualification needed to take Bhagwan's name. In Vedanta, they ask a lot of qualification, Shama, Dama, Uparama. Here, Bhagwan's name, lack of qualification is the qualification. So even if it out of Bhaya, Kubhaya, Anakha means anger, or even if it out of laziness, it is said it is the best way to take Bhagwan's name. It will only bring auspiciousness. Sumire so nama Rama Gunagatha, Karau Nai Raghunatha hi Mata. I am bowing down to that Bhagwan whose name is so powerful. Now Goswamiji says something that he has already said before, but it is something for us to learn. What he's saying is, Mori sudharahi so saba bhati, jasu krupa nahi krupa aghati. He says, time and again, when I look at myself, I feel there are so many limitations which are there in me, so many shortcomings which are there. Rama Suswami kusevaku moso nija disi deki daya nidhi poso. But Bhagwan is such, his krupa is such, that he never feels short of bestowing his grace upon his devotees. Means it is endless. So Goswami is saying, Bhagwan, you don't look at me. You look at your krupa. It is infinite. Let it keep flowing towards me. If you look at me and then do krupa, then it is not good. He says, let us not do it that way. Let us do it with this understanding that your krupa is infinite and I have limitations. I am seeking your help, Bhagwan, to complete them. Now, this is the power of prayer. Something where the sadhaka has realized his own limitations and is seeking Bhagwan's help to complete them. And more we sincerely realize this fact, help from Bhagwan will come easily. We should ask ourselves, when we pray to Bhagwan, do we pray with this understanding that there are limitations in us? Whether we say it verbally or not, whether we declare it to the world, that is secondary. But the main point is, do we feel that there are shortcomings in us? That itself is a great step in the progress of a sadhaka. And with that intensity, with that realization that there are limitations, when we start praying with intensity to Bhagwan, then that krupa to flow in us becomes easier. Even when we do stuti of Bhagwan, trying to be part of that stuti ourselves. Stuti means praise. Or even this Mangala Charanam, what we do, Nama Sankirtanam that we do. Trying to put ourselves as part of that person who is doing that stuti. And we might have different stutis that we like. Everybody connects with some kind of stotram, some kind of stuti, some kind of praise for Bhagwan. Some bhajan also it might be. But while singing that, while chanting it, having this sincere prayer that Bhagwan, I am seeking your grace. That is what we can see here in Goswamiji's prayer. It is not that he is lacking in any self-confidence or lacking in skills. Everything is there. But the mind of a sadhaka is so mature that even a little bit of negativity is seen and recognized very clearly. That is a very good sign for a sadhaka, that even a little bit of shortcoming that the sadhaka cannot bear. Even one thought which should not have been there, that thought has come now. Then the sadhaka says, I cannot stay with it. If I stay with it longer, it's only a matter of time. It's going to become like a tree, which has taken its root. Just like those of you who learn or maybe teach music, even a little bit of apashruti we cannot bear. Little bit. A good musician, that is what is the insignia. Very, very honest to Shruti. So good sadhaka is also like that. Just like we cannot bear, who is a cleanliness freak, physical cleanliness, even a little bit dot here, dot there, they will very quickly brush it off. In the same way, if we take an honest look at our mind, we will realize there are those stains which are there. And that cleansing effort is what makes us sadhakas. If we leave it like that, comfortable with that mala, then there is still some more work to be done to become a sadhaka. Now comes an interesting portion where Goswamiji is pointing out what is the good quality of a leader. What he's going to say is, these are good qualities of a good leader in this world. If a good leader in this world has these qualities, what to talk about Bhagwan, who is the best amongst all, who is the king of kings? Won't Bhagwan take daya upon me and uplift me also? That is his flow of thought. Now, what are the good qualities of leader in this world? He says leader is the one who will give a patient ear to the Vinaya. Vinaya means surrender, or what people have to say. He will not dismiss anybody, and he will not have prejudice against anybody. Because in his kingdom, he will have people with all pairs of opposites. So there will be people who are Gani, means who are rich, and who are Garib, who are not so rich. There will be people who live in the city, who might be very eloquent in the way they express themselves. And then there will be people from Nagara. Nagara means suburbs or the villages. They might not have that kind of exposure to expressing themselves. Pandita Mudha. Some might be very learned, some of them might not have that opportunity. Malina Ujagara. Some might be very brilliant, some might not be that brilliant. Sukabi Kukabi. Some might be very poetic in their expression, some might be very simple in their expression. They won't have that kind of eloquence in their speech. Nija Mati Anuhari, Nrupahi Sarahata Sabanaranari. And a king is the one who very patiently gives attention to both. Sadhu Sujana Susila Nrupala, Isa Amsa Bhava Parama Krupala. Sadhu Purushas who are there, those who know, those who are wise people, Sujana, Susila, who are good in their character, and kings. Nrupala means all these kings. They have these qualities. Means they will always give a patient ear to both sides. They will not dismiss somebody because they have a preset notion, prejudice, what we call, about people. And these kind of kings are Isa Amsa. They are part of Bhagwan only. Why is it so? It is that Bhagwan has qualities that makes a person extraordinary. Means if a person has those qualities, that person will become extraordinary, or he will become king-like. One is wealth. So wealth, if somebody has, that person has power directly. And a king should have wealth. King without wealth cannot rule. That king should also have dharma, very, very knowledgeable about what is right and what is wrong. King should have good name, and he should have prosperity, all other virtues which are there. And king should also have detachment and dispassion. He cannot afford to be attached to a particular group of people, some object, some ideology. Then that king cannot be a just king. And finally, that king should have clear vision about spiritual life. Means purpose of life is not only to get artha and kama, it is also, or the purpose of life is to use both of them, artha and kama, to do dharma and go towards moksha. So these 6 attributes, bhaga it is called, that the one who has these bhaga in full measure is called as Bhagavan. Aishwarya, dharma, yasa, shriya, vairagya, moksha. English translation, I just said before. All of these things, one who has in full measure is called Bhagavan. And king is the one who has it in small measure. But even that small measure makes him a king. So that is why it is said, Isa Amsa Bhava Parama Krupala. So this is the quality of a king, or this should be the quality of a good king. What they do is, based upon 4 indicators of all these people who have different pairs of opposites, based on that, they appropriately interact with all of them. What are those 4 indicators? Bhaniti means speech. How is that person speaking? Bhagati means emotion of that person. Everybody might not have the same kind of mindset. Niti means what is their conduct? Have they come with humility, or there is something else behind it? Gati means body language. Based upon all these, pahichane, recognizing all of that, they interact with people in the appropriate way. Yaha prakruta mahipala subhavu. This is the quality of prakruta mahipala, means a king of this world. Jana Siromani Kosala Rao. What to talk about Bhagwan Ramchandra ji, who is Kosaladipati. Means if a king of this world is only so just, in those days, ideally king should have been this way. What to talk about Bhagwan, won't he also do krupa upon me? Why would he dismiss my proposal that I am doing right now? Means Goswamiji is praying, right? That my mati is filled with all negativities. Bhagwan, please come and help me. So it's a great altar to show our helplessness. Rather than showing it in front of the world, if we become helpless in front of Bhagwan, then our heart is purified. Rijata Rama Saneha Nisote Ko Jagamanda Malina Mati Mote. He again and again is saying that my mati is malina. And this is what we just discussed, that this is a great quality of a sadhaka, to recognize, to feel that intense desire to have a pure mind. Until that desire is there, no other sadhana, will show its result. Then he says, Satasevaka ki priti ruchi, Raki hahi Rama Krupalu, Upala kiye jala jana jahi, Sachiva sumati kapi bhalu. Bhagwan's greatness is such that I am sure he will listen to me and he will take notice of my interest, what I'm going to do, compose Ramcharitmanas, and also my sincere desire to purify my mind and develop love for Bhagwan, I am sure he will take notice of that. Why? Because previous precedence is like that. Even simple stones, he made them to be used for that Rama Setu. Upala kiye jala jana. Upala means stone. That stone Bhagwan made them float. And Sachiva Sumati Kapi Bhalu. And his minister was an ordinary monkey. Means he made a monkey into a minister. Why would he not show his grace upon me also? And what is said here is, if we are able to make our mind, prepare our mind and purify it, Bhagwan will make us the right equipment to do his job. Bhagwan, whenever he has to accomplish anything in this world, he is also looking for right people. And this we have heard from so many Mahatmas, that whenever they accomplish something, they never took credit for it. Because their understanding is Bhagwan has done something through them. But Bhagwan also was looking, if I have to get this job done in this world, who is the right person? Even if Bhagwan has to take avatara, he has to look for right parents. Kausalya ji, Dashrath Maharaj. So what they did was, they purified themselves. In their previous birth, the stories will come now later. They purified themselves, and Bhagwan said, these are the right instruments for me to take avatara. In the same way, in this world also, whatever good things Bhagwan has to accomplish, he is looking for good people. And other ways also true. Whatever adharma is there, he is looking for Ravanas also. That cosmic plan, more we think about it, less will be our stress, and more we will know where we should put forth effort. And next one is also beautiful. Goswamiji says, Ho kahavata saba kahata Rama sahata upahasa. With this kind of limitations that I have, I also keep saying that I am devotee of Rama. Other people also say that. Goswamiji is saying, I say that I am devotee, and other people also say, oh, Tulsidas, she is such a great devotee. But he says, Rama sahata upahasa. But I'm very well sure that Bhagwan is bearing this kind of statements. This just shows his humility. Sahiba Sita Anathaso Sevaka Tulasidasa. All that I can say is, Bhagwan is my Swami, and I am his Dasa. The essence of this entire thought, sometimes, we need to think more about this kind of thinking. It is not lack of confidence or thinking low about oneself. This ahankara, what we have, this sense of pride, what we have, that is the thorn which keeps on pricking us. And one way to overcome ahankara is to become like the sun. Sun means what? It's very, very bright, very, very big and brilliant. In front of that sun, no ahankara can stand. Other way of overcoming this ahankara is to become small like that dust. So small that Maya cannot catch. This Maya Jala we say, right? Net of Maya. That net of Maya is such that through this net, this ahankara, it has become so small that this Maya cannot catch. It can easily go through that net. Or another is become like that sun, so big that this Maya Jala is torn apart. Just a figurative way of saying, huh? But this thought, oh, we are out of time. The thought process is the same, that making our ahankara so small that no insult can bother us, no interaction can bother us, and we always remember or always go through our life remembering Bhagavan. We'll pause here. And now one more doha is there. After that, Goswamiji will start a different topic. Vandana Prakranam started from first doha. It will end in 29th doha now. So we'll do our Nama Sankirtanam. अगणित गुणगण भूषण राम आश्रित वत्सल जय जय राम अयोध्यवासी सीताराम आपद बांधव जय जय राम दशरथ नंदन श्री राम दशमुख मर्दन जय जय राम कौसल्या सुखवर्धन राम कामित फलदा जय जय राम पाप विमोचन श्री राम पट्टाभिराम जय जय राम जानकी वल्लभ सीताराम जय रघुराम जय सीताराम वानर सेवित श्री राम वारिधि वंदन जय जय राम हनुमत पूजित सीताराम श्री राम जय जय राम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। हरिओम एवरीवन।